Welcome back. Now, today what we're going to be playing with is we're going to be playing with facial distortion. So, in a previous video we looked at facial proportion, which is when things match up based on where they are in the face and compared to the size of other objects. So proportion basically helps us keep things within a normal range. I'm going to say normal because we all have slight variations to like what makes our face. And that's one of the great things when it comes to creating characters or doing portraits, so that you know that the person that you're creating, that's them. It doesn't look like every other person. I mean, we're not going to be some Renaissance painting where everybody has the same face.
Bruh.
Now, with that in mind, facial distortion is what helps cartoonists, illustrators, a lot of other people create interesting faces to look at that have that stylized look to them, but they still look recognizably human. Now, they still have some proportionality rules that they follow, and we'll look at those. But what they do is they stretch some of them to fit a different look. So, for an example, maybe when we talked about those three even proportions, those three sections of our head where we go from our eyebrow to the top of our head, from our eyebrow to the bottom of our nose, and our bottom of our nose to our chin, what if we were to stretch those sections out? What if I were to make one smaller? Or maybe give it bigger? You know, maybe go from a 4-head to a 5-head. Oh, no. What we're gonna do is we're gonna look at stretching some of those out, and I'm gonna draw along with you, and you can also just create whatever you want. You don't have to copy me, but I do want you to play with the different types of proportions. Try something different. And if it doesn't look quite the way you want, well, sketch up another one. Try again, keep going. So let's get in there, let's practice, grab something to draw on and something to draw with, and we'll get started. We're gonna start by drawing a circle for our head, but again, your head is not a perfect circle. And we break it up into those three equal sections. That's what we're used to seeing. But today with facial distortion, maybe start with that circle, but what we're gonna do is switch up those scales. Maybe draw your eyebrows a little bit higher, drop your nose lower than it would normally be, and then fill the space between. You'd add your eyes or your mouth, and let's go a little more in depth with that. I drew my nose a little bit higher along with my eyebrows. I moved both of those up. I'm still putting circles for placeholders for my eyes. I'm still using the same rules for how wide different things are. You can break those rules if you want. That's part of the fun of doing facial distortion. Your face doesn't have to look accurate anymore. I'm just using those placeholders for things such as like cartooning and illustration, where I want my human character to look a little more human and less abstract. So again, use those different sections to help yourself out. Now, one thing that may help you is to draw different levels of different scales. Now, you probably noticed we're still using that scale to help keep things separated and let us know where our eyebrows and the bottom of our nose is supposed to be in our picture. And that scale will help you more in the future as you start to create those faces and your new characters and everything else that you're trying to draw, and help even keep things within proportion or within some sort of range, even though you've distorted it. So little things like the scale will help you make sure that you're still putting ears in a place that looks somewhat realistic. If you were to draw something out of proportion with like really big eyes, and then you put the ears still down here, like somewhere like close to the chin, that doesn't work. So, I mean, unless you're trying to go for a new type of figure that is not entirely human, then you go right ahead and you pop those ears a little bit lower down to the neck where they wouldn't normally be. Those three scales will help you keep track of where things are supposed to go on your face, even if some of them are bigger or smaller than they would normally be. Now, something I would like to see is more of your art. So you can always send your photo to this email address, and maybe I'll start popping some of your art up in our future videos, start showcasing what you've been learning and what you've been showing off. I hope you have fun. Keep trying new things, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Maybe hit the bell so that you'll get notified when new videos come up, and you can keep trying new art things, or maybe it's something that you've done before and it's just a little extra practice to reinforce those skills and keep encouraging you to keep creating. So it's been great having you. I hope you have lots of fun, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.